Support by the Hope Network Center for Autism. You can join us and be part of a mission that takes on the challenges, the barriers, the statistics, the seemingly impossible, and help us overcome them all. hopenetwork.org/autism.
This is KLSP 91.7 and 102.3. Angola's gonna slow the vibe down here a little bit, y'all, and tell you, rodeo time is coming up. The warden wants us to have a good time, but fellas, whatever you do, stay out of trouble. And I guarantee you, if you do it right, God's gonna bless it, but he ain't gonna bless no mess.
Inside Angola prison's sprawling compound, thousands of inmates face another day of confinement.
Get out of bed.
Most men know they will never live beyond these walls, but they can choose how to pass their time within them.
Yeah, pill call, lady on the tip.
Live defiantly and face a life of isolation in Camp J.
I hate it here. I want to go out there where everybody is,
Or follow a path of rehabilitation and gain hard-earned privileges. In the world of Angola, the decision is yours.
Hey, man, what'd you say, Magnum? Good morning to you.
The man that oversees that world is Warden Burl Kane.
It's a big place, but you kind of get a good view from here.
The warden surveys his universe from his home on prison grounds.
And so you can see all across the place. Camp D way over there, Camp J, 18,000 acres, 22 miles around, 5,400 prisoners. Sometime I'll look and say, man, you got to be responsible for all this, and I like it.
From an outsider's perspective, there's not much to like.
Well, let's go to the office.
The warden spends his days with thousands of Louisiana's worst criminal offenders.
The crimes in Angola are going to be murder, rape, armed robbery, habitual felons. You've done something horrible to be here, and you got to live it down. That person that you put in the grave, and you became God and passed out judgment of death to a fellow human being, that's horrible. So we try to change them.
Changing violent men is no easy task. But then again, the warden's no ordinary guy.
How are you today? I need to put my shades on.
He employs a system of punishment and reward unlike any other prison in the world.
Their behavior determines how they're treated. If you really do bad, you'll wind up in the cell blocks. But if they're remorseful and sorry and follows all the rules, then you can move your way up all the way on through the system. You get a lot of benefits.
PC Security Wolf Patrol.
Inmates who have worked their way to the top are referred to as trustees.
This is it. Not much.
Joseph Ward is one of the youngest trustees at Angola. He lives in a 90-man dorm with other elite inmates.
They call me redneck. Why they call me redneck is, I guess, because I'm a redneck. Dumbass country boy, I guess. I don't know. When I got arrested, I was 17. One count of manslaughter, first-degree kidnapping, and a second-degree robbery.
The state sought the death penalty, but because he was a minor, Redneck received a lesser sentence.
I have a 100-year sentence. The day I got arrested, I was full of drugs and alcohol, and I had no care for life. You know, I didn't care if I lived, I died. Got some good pictures in here. When I was 12 years old, my grandpa died. I really liked him, you know. And when he died, that's when all my trouble started. When I was 14, I tried to kill myself. I got scars all down my arm. I stayed in trouble. Running with the wrong people got me here. And I said, well, I just screwed my whole life up. You know, it's over with now for sure.
Redneck may have found himself locked up for life, but he wasn't ready to give up.
And then one day, I talked to my mom. She asked me to promise her something. I said, what? She said, I won't get no more trouble. I'll walk away from fights and all that. I said, I can't give you my word that I will, but I'll give you my word I'll do my best. And then Warden came, gave me a chance, made me trustee. Y'all line it up here at all?
Recently, Redneck landed one of the best jobs an inmate can have: training horses on Angola's farm.
Trying to live right, straighten myself up.
Redneck heads out for his job on the equine unit. Just down the road at Angola's staff community, known as the Beeline,
I said hush.
Redneck supervisor, Lieutenant Colonel Harvey Slater, begins his day. Slater lives here on prison grounds with his wife and 4 kids.
Yeah, I mean, this is home. Gated community. All right, go out. Go.
And he wouldn't have it any other way.
Good one, good one. I'm as beeline as they get, man. You ready to rumble? I've been working here 29 years at Louisiana State Penitentiary. My father worked here. I was raised here. This is my home. I've got my education right here at Angola. Street education.
Slater runs the prison's equine unit. Here, convicts train horses for use at Angola and other law enforcement facilities around the country.
Hey, y'all ready? Them over here on J. Pastor, move them across the road.
These inmates are among Angola's most elite trustees.
These people work for me. They have to have 10 years in the prison and have to have a good conduct record. Yeah, it's a lot of work on their part to get to here, to be a trustee.
Come on, get in there.
Redneck has been working for me about 3 or 4 months, and he's got a lot to learn.
So you notice he shows a lot of white in his eyes early in the morning.
Yeah, he didn't want you messing with him.
Yeah, I probably show a lot of white in my eyes early in the morning, too.
Yeah, you do.
I just don't want to be messed with.
Redneck, what I see in him, he's got a lot to overcome.
Get on out there, boy.
He really hadn't found himself, I don't think. I can spot him a mile off, man. You know, I mean, it don't look good for him. I mean, really.
I don't know what it is about me and you, but we always like psychopaths to ride.
Yeah, I know. He's excited.
For Redneck, every day is a struggle to stay on the right track.
Ready?
Yeah, let's get.
But with his new job, he's got something to look forward to.
Bring him down that fence, Redneck.
When I'm riding, it's like all this that don't exist. It's like freedom.
Redneck's post at the horse lot isn't the only thing keeping him going. This year, he hopes to compete in Angola's world-famous rodeo, where inmates can experience freedom for one day.
I try to stay out of trouble all year just for the rodeo. Maybe I'll get a chance to prove that, I'm really not a bad person.
Inmates aren't the only ones gearing up for the rodeo. Angola's staff are preparing to welcome 10,000 spectators onto prison grounds for the first of 5 rodeos that the prison holds each Sunday in October.
I have 4 weapons in Tower 1. There's 2 shotguns and 2 rifles. When the line of convicts come through, and we'll throw another guard in here.
J280 go to 38. Send Officer Cam J right away.
But Assistant Warden Kathy Fontenot, one of Angola's highest-ranking officers,
Medical 6 Angola.
has a more pressing matter to attend to.
There's something happening at J. Y'all hearing it?
I'm hearing it, but I don't know what. I know they called for backup with EMT, so I don't know what's happening.
Something at Camp J. Call for an ambulance.
1-1, Alvin Smith. Artie, give me clearance.
What happened? Do you know? You didn't hear? Did y'all hear what happened? No? Okay. I think we may have had a death. I don't know whether it was a suicide or whether it's a murder.
It's autumn at Angola prison. Staff are working round the clock to prepare for the annual inmate rodeo, which is just 3 days away.
Area Officer Camp J, right away.
But that doesn't mean they get a break from the everyday challenges of running the nation's largest maximum security prison.
What we got?
They just pronounced him dead at 11:59.
Okay.
Assistant Warden Kathy Fontenot receives shocking news from Camp J, the prison's disciplinary unit.
Hey, Jones, real quick. Thank you. He's got a long criminal history. Jones, point the gun at the back of her neck. Her will threatening to kill her and kill himself on several occasions. Can y'all check this record out to me? He's just killed himself. Deceased. We're going to Camp J.
Camp J is the lowest tier on Warden Kane's graded system of corrections.
Get out of here.
It's where he sends the most defiant inmates.
I gotta get out of here.
Stripped of all privileges, men here live on lockdown in stifling solitary cells, 23 hours a day.
How's the mood on the tier?
You know, this can be real quiet.
Hey, how you doing? We walked down that tier. It was very calm. It was very quiet. Hey. No one asked questions. Hey. And it's not out of fear. They know that something really bad happened today.
We found an offender with a sheet tied around his neck in his cell. He was serious about what he did, just looking at the way the knot was tied.
Did you put the knot on his side?
No, ma'am. He had it tied around the bars right here, and I took a knife and we started cutting the sheet, and we brought him out the cell onto the tier, and we immediately started CPR.
It's our job to protect them from themselves, and it's failure. But in this particular case, I think he was hell-bent on doing it. It's going. It's off the count. Not supposed to happen like that. It's like one getting away. I mean, he's not going to serve his time. It's easy to sit and look at that and say, oh, they're so hopeless. They don't have any hope. But most people still find hope, you know. We give them a life sentence, but they actually find a life here.
While some inmates suffer a hopeless existence in Camp J, others rest their hopes on Angola's inmate rodeo.
How many stacks y'all got on that wagon, gentlemen?
It's gonna be 7.
Among them is Travis Johnson.
Oh, man. That's good exercise.
Travis lives in a working cell block and spends 8 hours a day picking vegetables on Angola's farm.
There's some serious condition in there.
It's a step up from Camp J, but still a disciplinary unit.
I want to lose at least about 10, 15 pounds.
I see you do yoga.
You're a straight clown. You stupid. Well, my charge is murder, and I'm sentenced to life.
With no parole and hard labor. When I came to prison, I was deep into drugs.
Now line it up.
Unless someone would intervene along that road, I'd probably be a junkie. I'm not glad I'm in Angola, but I'm glad I'm not an addict. When all you're doing is chasing highs, that's a miserable life, you know? It's like having two people inside of you, know, you got your sober you got your loaded you. Me sober, I'd never be in prison. Sober me. Good guy, you know.
She'll be going back in the population pretty soon.
Previously to now, I was in the main prison. They found a tattoo gun in my work area.
When officers discovered Travis hiding illegal contraband, they sentenced him to 90 days in a working cell block.
I've been doing my 9 years. I'm hoping to get relocated soon. I ain't got no write-ups since I came here.
I sure wish they sent me on back in the population so I get ready for the rodeo.
Inmates in the working cell blocks can't participate in the rodeo.
Me not being able to rodeo would really kind of get me down. I'm just frustrated because I really basically did this to myself.
Line it up behind the tool shed.
If Travis can't win back his spot in the prison's general population, he'll miss his chance to ride.
I don't know what's gonna happen, but I'm cutting it real close. That's one big step for me. If I make it in population, I know one thing, I'm gonna stay straight and be ready to rock.
Man, it hurt my heart to miss the rodeo.
Nearby at the horse barn, Redneck enjoys the privileges that Travis hopes to one day earn.
I like that, man. She don't flinch at all.
Yeah,
you know?
that is cool. I get to get the reins today, huh?
Yeah, you get the reins today.
Yeah.
Redneck's mentor, Lenny Nicholas, has been in prison longer than Redneck's been alive. Lenny's been working under Lieutenant Colonel Harvey Slater for more than 15 years.
Let go of the saddle horn, boy.
He's one of the best horse trainers they've got.
She's a little nervous. Whoa.
He learned from one of my best friends and taught him, and he took it to heart. He actually he's been a workhorse, you know.
Now Lenny is taking that expertise and training the next generation.
Redneck.
Hey.
Come to me.
All right.
I want you to come and let her smell you.
That's good, Carol.
All right, that's good. Whoa. Straighten your saddle out. Good job, good job. Redneck's a young kid. Young and dumb. He's 28 years old. And when I first came to Angola, I was 27 years old. I got it. As long as I'm here, you fine. When I was in the free world, I used to shoot drugs in my veins. I've smoked marijuana. I swallowed LSD. I regret that because that stole my life. But I've trained myself, and I'm a grown, responsible adult now. I try to do the best I can do without getting in any trouble, and I try to help someone every day. We're gonna ask her for a little trot. You ready? Let her go. Give her reins.
I am.
I got you.
In all of his years at Angola, Lenny's seen plenty of cocky young guys like Redneck slip up and land in solitary at Camp J.
You can say young and foolish all you want, because you know if you do the wrong thing, you're not gonna come out here tomorrow and ride a horse. You're gonna be in handcuffs in a cell by yourself, looking stupid, saying, I shouldn't have never done that.
Coming up,
today we're going to review Travis Johnson.
Travis gets one chance to prove he deserves a shot at the rodeo.
You really need to improve on your record.
And at the main event, Slater's on high alert.
I'm looking for everything, from a nuclear warhead to a nickel.
Angola's staff are still reeling from the recent suicide in Camp J. But they can't slow down. Tomorrow, 2,000 inmates will be permitted to mix with civilians at Angola's famous inmate rodeo. If security isn't airtight, things could go terribly wrong.
Rodeo call out for Sunday morning.
Warden Kane releases the list of inmates who have been approved to participate.
Final copy. If you're not on here, the only one that can approve a change is the colonel.
Redneck, who's serving a 100-year sentence, has been waiting for the rodeo all year long. Though he has next to no training, he's hoping for his big shot at glory.
I'm on bareback this weekend. That's a good thing. It ain't no feeling like riding and bucking animals, you know. It's rough. Rodeo's rough. Dang. Ready to do it. Wait all year for that. Just ready to go riding.
In the afternoon, Warden Kane calls a meeting with all the inmates who will attend the rodeo.
Well, I come here every year to talk to them to try to really make them think at the last minute how serious this is and how important it is to them. And this is their chance to show the public that they're well behaved, they've changed their lives. I mean, they have to be worthy of doing it, or I wouldn't want to do it anyway. They're not going to act right, then they're not being rehabilitated, so then why would we fool with them?
At tomorrow's rodeo, Warden Kane intends to show the world how well he runs his prison.
Y'all can't sit right here. Y'all get on the police.
For that to happen, he'll need extreme cooperation from thousands of convicted felons.
Now listen, be close. This is important. Y'all be on your best behavior and show the public what you are. Go out here and say I've got over 2,000 or 3,000 totally rehabilitated inmates that could leave here and function safely and securely in the public. But I want y'all to prove it. I hope y'all all do well and good luck and have a good time. Thank y'all, thank y'all.
Not all staff members at Angola are as excited for Sunday as the warden. Harvey Slater has been working security every Sunday in October for nearly 3 decades. It's not his favorite time of year.
I don't like working on Sundays. I'm the kind of person who needs to go to church. I got to have some Jesus in my life or I'll be bad.
Slater's seen Angola at its worst, and he knows the rodeo puts prison security in a compromising position.
It's a nightmare for me. I mean, you try to secure something like that, that's almost impossible. That's why I try to stay on guard all the time. Bad things happen quick in prisons. You know, when it does happen, it's usually bad and it's usually quick.
Davis. Frazier.
A lot of people say this rodeo needs to be stopped. Prisoners get too much freedom. Well, maybe so. I don't agree with everything that's done here, but it's not my job to agree. It's my job to follow, you know? I'm here, and I'm gonna do what I'm supposed to do to make it go down as easy as I can.
As a staff member living on the B-line, Slater's participation in the rodeo is mandatory. But down the road at Camp D, Travis Johnson is hoping for a miracle. After serving a 90-day punishment in a working cell block, he's up for review.
Oh man, hopefully they gonna cut me loose there, I think.
436728, Travis Johnson. Today we're going to review Travis Johnson to see if he can be released from maximum security into a medium security environment.
If the disciplinary board approves, Travis will move back into general population and win a last-minute spot in the rodeo.
How you doing, Travis? Today we're going to be reviewing your record to see if you can change in custody from maximum security to a medium custody environment. All right, they found a tattoo gun on you, and you were sentenced to a custody change to a maximum working cell block. You came to us at Louisiana State Penitentiary on 5701. Since then, 23 write-ups, disciplinary reports. You really need to improve on your record.
This is one of my down times right here, I ain't gonna lie. But I've matured a lot. I know it's gonna be a close call. I just hope everything just works out right.
Coming up,
We have about 2,000 inmates out here.
Angola's security regime is tested at the rodeo.
We have security in uniform. We also have some undercover security here. We're prepared for anything.
And Redneck's ride takes a turn for the worse. Angola's annual inmate rodeo starts tomorrow.
Go ahead and get everything up and let's start grooming.
As staff finalize the security strategy for this high-risk event,
Yeah, I'm gonna try to send you a couple cadets if I got them.
Travis Johnson hopes to get back in the saddle.
You really need to improve on your record.
But it won't happen unless the review board approves a move out of disciplinary housing.
Do you have anything you want to tell the board that help with your decision, maybe about sending you to a medium custody dormitory?
See, when I first came here, I didn't know nothing about an L blade or picking peas or cutting grass, so it was fresh.
Your record has improved over the last few years, so at this time I'm going to go ahead and recommend you for a medium custody class.
Serious, huh?
Yeah, now when you go out there, you don't mess it up.
Oh man, I'm straight. You gotta
give
worry
you
about
a
me.
chance.
Oh man, you were here for a lot less something good, nothing bad.
All right.
They gave it to me. I'm going back in the medium custody, so I'm ready to ride. You know, I've had a string of bad fortune, but like everything just kind of falling in place this time, so shaping up to be a good one for me. I'm good to go.
Good morning. We want to send prayers out to all the participants in the rodeo. Remember, those animals are dangerous. Be careful.
Rodeo Sunday has finally arrived at Angola prison.
Make sure I get all this stuff in my bag. My hat, my boots, they gotta be with me at all times. I don't never leave my hat.
Redneck, a hot-headed young cowboy, has kept his record clean all year for the chance to compete today, which is no easy task for him.
I'm in it mostly for the fun of it. Worry about getting hurt, you shouldn't get on.
Like all inmates in Angola's rodeo, Redneck is not a trained professional.
I'm just gonna try to stay on him, really.
By competing, he's risking injury, paralysis, or even death.
You ready? I'm ready. Open your mouth.
Redneck really wants to do the rodeo, but he's got a lot to learn.
He fighting me pretty good this morning.
He's gonna get broke up. It's just the way it goes. I've done seen it too many times.
Hey, y'all ready? Off to the rodeo we go.
As the morning wears on, spectators from all corners of the American South file through Angola's front gates and into the rodeo arena.
This is great. I love it.
It's the best rodeo in the world.
I mean, this is an unusual place to come on a Sunday afternoon after church.
Please be advised you are entering a correctional facility.
You put the bullets in there?
All weapons, ammunition, alcohol, and drugs must be deposited at the front gate before entering the institution.
Kathy makes sure security is covered from all angles.
Make sure nobody's looking at death row from that side.
With more than 10,000 free citizens on prison property,
But like to keep them guessing.
it's crucial to make sure people stay in sanctioned areas.
It's tripled in size since the warden's been here. We've got our bandstand now. Of course, the 10,000 seat all covered rodeo arena is probably one of the finest rodeo arenas in the South. We probably have about 2,000 inmates out here.
Don't cheat yourself, treat yourself. Belt.
And we've got the crowd intermingling.
Get your fresh lemon tea. Get your alligator po' boy.
Most of the inmates at the rodeo are confined to a gated area, but 600 trustees are permitted to walk freely among the crowd. Security is ready to pounce at any sign of contraband, violence, escape, or worse.
Backside of the cage towards Spruce.
We're prepared for anything, I can tell you.
Get your rodeo program. Tell you about the rodeo and let you know where everything located. You won't get lost. This is my first time really being in front of a crowd like this. That's real special. I get a chance to be a part of something that's totally good. That's me right there. Travis!
To his surprise, Travis's family made the long trip from Thibodeau to see him compete.
Oh, man!
Travis, like all inmates from general population, must communicate with outsiders through a locked gate.
Hey, boy! What's up, man? What's up? Man, look, I had to make sure they had that. Well, it's been hard for them. I know they won't express it too much to me because they don't want to get me down. But I know it's hard for them. I've been close to my family all my life. Every time I've been away from my family, I get in trouble.
Today, Travis wants to prove to his family that he's on the right track.
Be a free man, you know, but that's the law of the land. Nothing you can do about that.
Whatever happens, I got to put on a show for my family, make it worth their time, you know.
My gate's gonna be closed, but I'll be watching.
They gotta stay focused and ride.
Up next,
The horse ran over him.
He out.
Redneck gets his shot at glory.
One buck, he knock out.
One hit. Don't talk about it. Be about it.
He's got Mayhem on his mind. Get out of his way.
Angola Prison's annual inmate rodeo is underway. Redneck, a confident novice rider,
Ready to go and get this stuff started.
and Travis, who was just released from a punishment unit,
I got to go out there and put it on the dirt.
prepare for the next event. The bucking bronco. Harvey Slater is on security detail.
That's a security nightmare. I'm watching everybody and everything. The whole time, I'm just scanning. I'm looking for everything, from a nuclear warhead to a nickel. Cell phones, drugs, alcohol, women, the smell of C4. You gotta be prepared for the worst and hope for the least. I'm paranoid, but that's my job.
Redneck is on deck to ride.
A lot of guys, they want to participate because all they want to do is come and let the crowd see them. If Joseph comes out here injured and he gets crippled for the rest of his life or killed, then that's the end. There's no more rodeo, there's more life.
I really don't care. I mean, I don't want to get hurt, don't get me wrong, but if I do, I know that's the chance I took.
Watch out, watch out, watch out!
We got next. Redneck.
This is the moment Redneck has anticipated for the last 11 months. It's his chance to prove to himself, to his boss, and to the world that he is more than just a convicted killer.
When I'm riding, you know, it's like freedom for 8 seconds. You get in that chute, get down on that horse. When they open that gate, it's you and him. And I mean, you can feel it's nothing but power.
All right, Joseph. Kind of set your job. Let's rock and roll, yeah.
The horse ran over him.
He out.
One
ball. Knock him out. He come out one jump, he knock him out. He's on the ground. He's the best rider in, he told everybody. But he never bragged. One buck, he knock out.
One hit. Don't talk about it. Be about it.
He fell on his head, he fell on his back, okay? I don't know what other injuries he has.
It looked like he might have had some loss of consciousness possibly when he got ran over by a horse, but we're not sure. He's going to go to the treatment unit on the main campus to get checked out by some doctors.
Joseph may be crippled, maybe worse.
For Redneck, the rodeo is over. But for Travis Johnson, the show must go on. In the first round of Angola's inmate rodeo, Redneck was trampled by a bronco a mere 2 seconds out of the gate. And his condition remains tenuous.
He fell on his head, he fell on his back. The horse came back and ran over him.
Now, Travis Johnson steps into the ring, with his family looking on.
I'm nervous, I'm happy, I'm excited. I'm thinking this is my chance to really redeem myself.
Watch out! Watch out! Hey! Hey! Hey, he's hurt!
I get it?
Yeah.
Despite his rough tumble, Travis stayed on the Bronco long enough to nab first place.
I got the W, I'm good. I got a W.
With this win, Travis will move on to next week's rodeo with a shot at the championship.
I found out a real lot about myself. I get satisfied with things I don't have to be satisfied with. I could do better. Being a champion for me in that aspect is doing the best I can and let God take care of the rest. Man.
Thank you for tuning in to the 47th annual Angola Prison Rodeo, the wildest show in the South every Sunday in October.
Today was great. We had a sellout show. Everybody had a good time. Thank y'all for coming. Y'all be safe. Warden's happy. Everybody's happy. Good rodeo. Another good one.
I'm real proud of the inmates, these murderers and hardened criminals that did the right thing. That's pretty cool. There's moral men in this prison that will not hurt you again.
As the inmates head back to their cells, one is missing from the pack. Redneck regained consciousness and is recovering at the prison hospital.
Man, I must have fell under him or something, man, because all down my legs, my knee. Well, I try, you know. I ride some and some ride me. I don't remember too much. I remember coming out of the chute, next thing I know, I'm in the ambulance and they asking me, do I know where I'm at? That's about as bad as getting drunk and waking up with an ugly girl next to you. Yeah.
Redneck's boss, Harvey Slater, gives him a lift back to his dorm.
You gotta jump in the back.
And he doesn't bring good news.
No rodeo times 1 month.
Work all year to try to stay out of trouble and everything and to go to the rodeo. And then the first rodeo, you get knocked out and they take it from you, you know. Kind of sucks.
You might really be freaking hurt. You might need to be in the bed somewhere.
Sucks.
Hurt his feelings there. Sometimes prisoners are the biggest titty babies in the world.